Hi, welcome to One Word a Day of Sophia Pilot into the Universe of Chinese. Let's continue our exploration of 3-character Chinese expressions a day in November. So recently we're talking about sort of like a classification or labeling of people. Like yesterday we're talking about 单身狗, means people who are single, who don't settle down, or either willingly or unwillingly. And today, 丁克族is probably mostly willingly to remain childless. They are a married couple that doesn't have children. And the 丁克 is a sound translation of 丁, which is double income, no kid. That acronym in English to describe such married couple. They have the resources. They definitely are financially secure enough to afford kids, but they choose not to. So that's the 丁克族. I personally know some of my friends, my same generation people, they choose not to have children, even if it's double income. Exactly, 丁克族, that is. Okay, 丁克族. If this is sound translation, 丁克, right? Think. It doesn't, like, we don't really have a lot of meaning associated with it, except that when you hear 丁克, it doesn't make any sense to a Chinese ear if you haven't asked about the definition of that. It's an imported concept. But I try to kind of attach the meaning to what 丁克 is about. The 丁 means man or single man. It comes with the spear shape, I guess. Ancient times, men a lot of times have to go to war, have to be drafted, and man serves as the function of the defender of your clan. And so a spear, which is the single weaponry used to be associated with a single full-grown man. So Chinese use 丁 to indicate to represent man. And you can view it in another way. It's a reproductive organ of the man, right? It looks, I don't exactly know, but there are different versions floating around, like why this shape thing would represent man. Okay, so Chinese also have 甲乙丙丁, which is like English ABCD. This is the number 4. Chinese character when we want to sequence something. 甲乙丙丁, 丁 is the D. Okay, cool. We have hold. I translate it as hold here. According to scholars, this ku means overcome, means you can uphold some difficulty or overcome some challenge. And it depicts the collarbone, like over here. Probably that's because ancient times when farm works has to be carried out by mostly men. I guess it's guaranteed to be man. Women don't do that. Didn't do that. I guess, even if a contemporary in farming activity, we see farm hands, women as well. But ancient times, men were expected to do that. And when they do the farm work, probably when they do heavy manual labor stuff, their collarbone was more pronounced, that they have to hold their muscle power, and probably they have to plow through the field by holding, like strapping over their collar so that they can move forward carrying a big heavy metal thing. We don't know, but culturally, this collarbone area was emphasized to mean this physical toughness, like you can hold the weight or you can carry on something. And I'm not sure if this over here, it looks exactly like a collarbone structure, but this could be something looks like a collarbone, right? I'm not sure what's the circle up there means. That's about it. I don't know the deeper visual representation of why that means collarbone, but I can explain why collarbone can kind of give you the physical toughness connotation from this farming work. Okay, clan, 族 originally came from arrows. So my first guess is arrow back then would be decorated in a certain way that by checking on the arrow, you would know which clan shoot the arrow. We can saw that in Indian movies or Western movies, right? When like in the aftermath of a massacre or a battlefield, you go check out the field, and then you see, of course, dead bodies, and then the arrows on the body. You take out and you examine, you will tell which clan that's from. And that's why Chinese character would associate this arrow shooting thing, or this arrow with a clan, because probably clan symbol was intentionally identifiable on the arrow. Okay, so arrow came from this shooting mechanism of this arrow shooting trigger place. I don't exactly know what the term that is on the bow, because on the bow, there is this tension holding place, and then there is this place to sit the arrow on before it's shoot out, right? So this is the location where the arrow was placed on, and then you can see almost visually depicting the arrow going outward through the air, and that's arrow moving through space. You know that is arrow traveling. Okay, on the left side is feng, means unifying or combining, or well, I would imagine in ancient times it's a boat traffic control. We have airport traffic control, right? Because airplanes in a three-dimensional world, it has not only have this, I mean, there were no car lanes drawn in the sky, right? So somebody have to verbally directing them, like who is going to fly down first, right? That's traffic control for the air. In a water setting, I would imagine, I mean, there were no lanes drawn in the water either. So water traffic control was also a thing, and Chinese character captured that of this almost looked like a bow, the head of the bow, right? And then this could be viewed as something related to when the boat was lining up to, say, going through a canal, or the boat when they tried to do double laned, right? So something connected to the very edge of the boat to show like that's a safe distance between boats. I don't know, up for interpretation. So in any case, this feng then means you parallel. I guess that was parallel boating. And then feng, actually in Chinese, we translate square as zheng feng, like a square parallel. Zheng means facing right angle parallel. So you have both parallel and right angle. That's the square definition in Chinese. So this feng then means this parallel going. So if it came from the boating, the boat traffic control, then I would imagine that's parallel boating. You have a safe distance kind of thing. Okay, so this parallel and the bow shooting out, then eventually to mean clan. So I would imagine the bow as an identifier of the clan, makes sense there. But this feng, this parallelism, it's up for interpretation. I would imagine it's something about the clan, the unity of the clan. Everybody in that clan knows how to travel, in, so to speak, right? In that, within that clan, you know your position. You're not going to collide into a clansman. So there are some rules or house rules or clan rules in there that you know, and you're identified by that same looking arrow, by you're coming from the same place. Therefore, the whole thing then means clan. So Chinese use this sound translation of 丁克 plus this clan character to mean a group of people who refuse to have kids, who want to have a child-free life, married life child-free. That's their personal choice. I'm not sure exactly this girl is in real life as childless, but over here, I'm trying to show the trend of singles instead of having a relationship, intimate relationship with a partner and having children. They use a ton of time on padding, on pet, to be a dog parent, for example. So that's a personal choice. I mean, there's no judgment. Like some people just don't want to have anything to do with children. So here there is a little bit judging part of me of I don't know the exact context of this model in real life, definitely, but in the presentation, just by this one frame picture, it shows the girl is parenting the dog, is a dog parent, but is not with the children. And especially on the t-shirt, it shows I'm a woman. And what is your superpower? So the superpower, the answer to that question is I'm a woman. And I guess the unsaid phrase is I'm a woman who choose however I want to spend my life. I'm not just a womb. I'm not reduced to be a reproductive organ to, you know, raise the next generation that societal assign me the role, like a default role. I want to shape the life I want to, however I want to spend it is up to me. So my superpower as a woman is however I want to live my life as. So that's the kind of footnote to this 丁克族, but ideally I can find a couple looking, but without a child, but that's hard to capture. But now, you know, 丁克族 is how Chinese translate, and ironically, 丁克族, because 丁克族 is this couple's two-person team unified decision to go childless, right? Versus China as a government policy making level, tell Chinese people not to have the second child, just one child. That was started in 1978, and then experiencing kind of worsening, exacerbating this overall global trend of childbearing, low prioritizing trend culturally. Probably that's some byproduct of industrialization. We don't exactly know. But this simultaneous occurrence across countries trend of the childbearing, they call it a fertility rate, right? Fertility rate keeps dropping. And 丁克族 is one of the forces or one of the groups that identify. Some people never get married, right? But these are people who get married, who have double income, who have all the financial means to afford to have children, but still choose not to have. So they are a subset of population whose lifestyle is child-free, and that's their choice. And this is the kind of out of people's own intention or own decision versus the government. So it's like the government actually should do the opposite, right? Because with industrialization comes this choice of not to have children just by the couple's own decision. The government should by all means encourage them to have more, right? But back then in 1978, at least then the decision maker decide one child is the way to go. The economy cannot sustain any more population. We want to downsize our population. And that's how many years? more than 4 decades later. That's exactly more than one generation passed. That time passed. And the effect of that is showing strongly. Like, okay, besides people already tend not to, or they can afford to not to have children, the government's policy didn't do any good either. So this demographic collapse at some, sensational putting to it. We don't know exactly how. I mean, as far as I can see now, like my generation for sure is downsized. It's not a full replacement. It's just one child. And in my generation, people have children, one, 2, 3. It's a variety, but some choose not to have. And it's definitely that, replacement rate keeps dropping. It's in fertility rate per woman that keeps dropping. So that's the trend. 丁克族 cash intercurrency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.